Why don't the women want to cook and clean for the men anymore?
Because they're tired, bro. They have to go to work every day. That's not hard.
Why don't the women want to cook and clean for the men anymore?
Because they're tired, bro. They have to go to work every day. That's not hard.
They're tired.
Yeah, they got to go to
What?
work every day, just like
What
you
are
do.
they? What are they tired of?
Of working. It's not hard. I mean, that shouldn't even be like, I don't even understand the question. Like, they're tired. Aren't you tired when you get home from work?
They're working every day, so they're tired. That's why I don't want to cook or clean.
Yeah. You think I want to work 8 hours and then come home and then cook and clean? I mean, I do it because I have to. I have 5 children. But yeah, I mean,
Do you have a
like
woman
this
right
is,
now?
I don't even, what's that?
Do you have a woman right now?
I've been married for over 20 years.
Okay. What is? Does your wife work?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are the roles in a marriage?
What are you talking about? Roles? And
What?
everybody does what they have to do.
Okay.
No
What's your?
roles
What do you do? What does she do?
for a living.
No, in the house for the marriage. What do you guys do? What are your roles?
Role? I don't understand the question. She does she does what needs to be done that day if she has time to do it, and if she doesn't, I do it. I do what needs to be done that day, and if I don't have time to do it, she does it. But roles, I don't know what you're talking
How
about.
do you not? How do you not know what roles are in a marriage? You're married for 20 years. You guys don't
Because
have
those
any
don't
roles.
exist. Because those don't exist. Like I'm not white. I'm not a white
What?
Christian
What?
man. I don't.
What?
I don't
What are you talking about?
roles.
I'm not white. What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, because you're trying to live up to like some white supremacist ideal of the
What are you
nuclear
talking
family.
about?
I don't
Nobody
subscribe to
said
that.
nothing about no supremacy.
Teamwork makes the dream work, friend. We a team. Ain't no roles.
What do you mean there ain't no roles?
I It's not that hard to understand. You said why do women not want to cook and clean? They're tired. They have to go to work.
Okay,
I answered that question.
okay.
You said what are your roles? I said
Who's
we're a team. We
if
don't have any
if there
roles.
if there's something that needs to be built in the house, who builds it? You or your wife?
Depends on what it is.
What do you mean depends on what it is?
Like if it's a toy for the kids, you know what I'm saying? My wife's better at putting stickers on, so she builds it. But if we're talking about
That's
like,
not
you know what I'm saying, like
building nothing, man.
well, I mean, I'm sorry you feel
Putting
that way. It's still
stickers
a
on
task.
something, you've lost it.
It's still a task. But my wife's an interior designer, so she can build anything.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Welcome back to the channel. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Leave a comment. Let your boy know what you think about it. Salute to the free crowd. Guy, let's go and get into it, man. This guy seemed like he done completely bought in to this idea that there's no roles when it comes to a relationship. Sounds like he been sitting there listening to women talk and convince him that there's like, hey, you don't have to do your job. She don't have to do her job. We just do each other's job. Guys, if we just strip everything down to the bare minimum, down to the bare wire, butt naked, just say it's man and woman. A man can have a baby. A woman can. Don't you think there's a reason for that? And that alone separates the roles automatically. Period. It separates the role. Now he's sitting over there talking about, well, she's tired when she come home. I got 5 kids. Why does she have to be responsible for cooking and cleaning? Because that's her job. My mama used to work hard. Come home, house always stayed clean, and also a hot meal was always on the stove, and she fixed our plate. Most of the time, she got up and made us breakfast before she headed out. That's just how it was. My daddy worked down at the mill, the saw mill, and it was some gruesome work. Physically, it was gruesome. They didn't have no heaters, and they had no AC in the summertime. So it was go get it. Sometimes it would get down to 20, 15 degrees. Some days it'd get up to 100 and 203 degrees. And he would just wouldn't complain one bit. Go to work, come home. But when he got home, there was always a hot meal on the table for him. Because she knew her roles, guys. She knew her roles. He sounds like if You know, if you couldn't tell a picture of his voice, now, you would think that this a woman talking about her husband. Oh, he works hard. You know, why should he have to cook and clean when he come home? This sounds like a woman talking about her husband. But this is the other way around, man. A man talking about a woman like that. Now, I'm not going to say a woman don't go to work and get tired, come home. She don't feel like it sometimes. Yes, take a break. And that should be your job. Give her a break. But her primary role, yes. Because that's the essence of a woman. It's being able to watch her family eat a hot meal prepared by her. The essence of a man is knowing that, hey man, the car broke down, a flat tire, battery need changing, air filter need changing. Now I'm not telling you got to be a goddamn ASC certified mechanic, but you need to know the basics, man. The basics. Put a battery in that thing, change the brakes on that thing. Simple stuff like that about a car. A lot of cars you can't work on anyway because the dealership got the proper equipment, proper software to do the vehicle. But you can do some of the basic things. Take it down there and get the oil change. See, that makes you feel like when you come home, roof leaking, you go up there, you fix a leak, patch it up a little bit, sink leaking, you go put some silicone around that sink and thing. That is the essence of a man. It makes him feel like, hey man, I'm providing for my family. I'm taking care of my family. I'm providing shelter for my family. That is, it psychologically, it does something for you. Both roles does something for it, and it comes together, and that is the connection. That's the connection. This fool sitting up here talking about, oh yeah, my wife knows how to build. She's an interior decorator. She can build anything. That's sad, bro. That's sad. You the one need to be trying to build something if there's something need to be built. And see, a lot of y'all gonna get up here and talk about, oh man, women can do this, women can do that. Listen, a few years ago, there was an ice storm that hit the country. Mainly a lot down in Texas and Louisiana, areas like that, where people are not used to that kind of weather. There was no electricity, there was no water, you couldn't get to the food because the roads were iced over. People were stuck. They had to go back to the bare minimum. They had to go back to rounding up wood, gathering wood, starting a fire, and cooking outside on the fire. And I guarantee you this much, a lot of you boys don't even know how to build a fire. Not a fire where you can cook. You probably could put some leaves and paper together and some boards down the ground, but you couldn't keep the fire started long enough for you to cook a meal on. Not a decent meal. You probably can have a flame going where you can burn up some shit that where the food won't even be fit to eat. But I'm talking about start a fire and keep it. You don't even know what kind of wood to get. You don't know how to split the wood to start the fire in order to put more wood on there. A lot of y'all don't know the simple basic. A lot of y'all don't know that. But see, who would you rather have, even if you don't know that, who would you rather have out there in the weather and it's 15 degrees out there, 10 degrees, that a man trampling around out there trying to gather wood, trying to find water, people fighting over supplies? Would you rather have, would the woman rather go play the man role and get out there and do those type of things while the man sit in the house with the kids? You see what I'm saying? Y'all get my point. It's some things that's built for men, some things that's built for women. That's why there's roles. But I know we talking about routine things, routine daily roles. Yes, you put in a position, play the position. And that's all you need to do, man. That's all you need to do. But when you sit down, and guys, it's always these independent women. Always these independent women with these ideas of, oh, I can do everything a man can do. I don't need no man. You don't need a man. That's because men support independent women. Why? Because we're the ones out there on the front line, man in the post. We're the ones out there on the streets. I tell you what, I said this before. Would you rather have a majority women police force or a majority men police force? When that mentally ill person is cutting up with a pistol or cutting up 6'4", 6'5", would you rather a bunch of women? I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. The women are end up having to take his life. Vice versa, the men can come in and wrestle him down to the ground, save his life, get him some help. These criminals, you get on side of the road, you got to fight with them as a woman police officer. It's easy for a man to hold him off till his backup get there, and then they can wrestle him down, take him to jail, let him serve out his punishment, get some help, end up being a productive citizen instead of losing his life. See, that's the difference. That's the difference. So, and man, like I said, man, this is just, it's always the independent woman, and I'm pretty sure this is probably a masculine woman that, you know, he ended up marrying. And the guy said he'd been married for 20 years, man. So it sounds like he's just taking on a feminine role. She's probably been masculine the whole time, and now he's taking on a feminine role, and that's about all he can do. So that's why and man, he don't know no better. And as you can see, the guy just looking at, man, this dude just lost for words. When I heard this, I was lost for words too. But guys, this is how they think. This is how a lot of guys think. A lot of dudes think like this. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling you. So, and ain't no use in you trying to talk no sense into him, man. I just let him go, man. I just let him go. Sooner or later, they'll find out. Sooner or later. Sooner or later. And some of them already know. Some of them already know, and they just don't want to face the facts. Anyway, guys, salute to the free crowd, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. And until next time, I'm out.